Some stories refuse to stay buried. A few days ago, I was called to pull from the in-between tarot deck. The image stopped me in my tracks. A woman, alone in a boat. An eerie, dark lake. An atmosphere that felt both beautiful and unsettling. Then a song started playing in my head. I want to do bad things with you. And just like that, I was transported back years ago. Back when I was deeply immersed in divination and spiritual exploration. Automatic writing, pendulum work, Ouija sessions, following synchronicities, paying attention to dreams, listening to the strange ways the subconscious speaks when we're willing to slow down long enough to hear it. During that time, a story emerged. Not all at once, piece by piece, like a puzzle. There was a young woman, an exotic dancer, a lake, a disturbed man. I believe the words serial killer was thrown around a time or two. Warnings, choices, consequences, an omen. I remember receiving details that felt strangely specific. A lake and trunk of a car became central to the storyline. I started referring to the story as the Lake Girl. The story unfolded slowly in pieces like a mystery, as if some unseen narrator was feeding me clues. At the time, I wasn't sure whether I was tapping into my subconscious, archetypal symbolism, imagination, or something else entirely. Now, 2 years later, the story has returned. Not through automatic writing, not through a pendulum session, through a tarot card and a channeled song. Well, it certainly has my attention again. Reminder, some stories don't always disappear when we're done with them. They return, refusing to stay buried. They keep threading their way back into our lives. Maybe certain pieces of the puzzle return because we're finally ready to understand them. Looking back now, I think maybe this story emerged in my life to teach me a lesson. Perhaps it was about what happens when we ignore signs for too long. When we choose to remain in the darkness without ever coming up for air to see the light. When we stay in those waters too long, our thoughts, emotions, and perceptions begin to take on the color of the darkness surrounding us. The dark, murky waters of the lake become all we can see. 2 years ago, I thought the story was over. I thought the Lake Girl was simply another strange experience from a season of darkness and deep exploration. Not my mystery to solve, just a random symbol, another unfinished puzzle. Then today the card appeared, followed by the song whispering in my ear, I want to do bad things to you. And now, I'm not so sure. Stories don't return unless they still have something left to teach us. I sat with the image, and more questions began to surface. Who was the Lake Girl? Why was she alone on the lake? Why did the story revolve around warnings, choices, and consequences? And the most unsettling question of all, what if the danger was never chasing her? What if she was slowly being drawn toward it, choice by choice, compromise by compromise, until she could no longer tell the difference between the darkness around her and the darkness she had learned to live with? Until the darkness no longer felt dangerous, it felt familiar. For the next 7 days, I'm going back to the lake, back to the signs, back to the story, piece by piece, clue by clue. Because I have a feeling the Lake Girl wasn't just a story. I think she was trying to tell me something, and I think she might be trying to tell you something too. To be continued.